We'll call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. Would you please stand for the pledge? Veronica, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call a roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Here.
Veronica Buchanan,
Here.
Jerry Sartain,
Here.
Joe Michaud,
Here.
Michael Rather,
Here.
Jared Barrett,
Here.
Zane Cantrell.
Present.
We have a quorum.
You have the minutes of the last meeting. Are there any changes or additions to those minutes?
Move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion that be approved.
I'll second.
Have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. They are approved. I'd like to introduce to you our new Director of Buildings and Codes that's here with us, Tanya Taylor. Tanya, would you please stand? We're glad to have you on board, and I'm sure we'll be communicating from time to time. Thank you. All right, we'll get on into our agenda for today. We appreciate everybody being here. We will have a report from our staff, and at that time, those of you who have a request before us, we'll ask you to come to the podium. There may be some questions and some general information you'd like to add to what our staff is reporting. And then after that, we will have a public hearing for anyone who would like to speak on any requests that we have before us. The first item we have is a request by Carol and Mark Cooper, and this is for a temporary special exemption. This is between October the 21st and the 30th. This is a seasonal haunted trail. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. 2016-53 is a request for a temporary special exception approval for a seasonal attraction on a property located in the RL Low Density Residential Zoning District. Excuse me. The site is a 115-acre parcel that's used as a home and farmland, and the location of the property is, its address is 5404 Christiana Hoover's Gap Road, and it touches Burles Road, and that is where the activity will be directed, where the access to the property will be, as well as the haunted woods. This is a temporary use. They are seeking approval from the dates, as Chairman Cantrell said, October 21st to October 30th. And the applicant plans to use this field for parking and the adjacent woods as the trail area. We did receive one phone call in opposition to the request, indicating that there was a concern for the increased traffic on the Tulane County Highway. And this is surrounding area, so you don't really see any immediate neighbors that are going to be directly affected by this temporary use. And we because of the size of the parcel, we posted a couple signs to make sure that persons traveling both Millersburg Road and Burles Road would see where the activity was going to take place. Okay. So this is kind of a concept plan that the applicant has provided us. He actually drew it out for us, so we tried to replicate it. So it'll be easier to understand and copy better when we make the copies. The parking area would be in the field, and then the haunted woods trail would be obviously the wooded area that was shown in the aerial photograph, and the entrance would be off of Burles Road. And Ariel. And that concludes our presentation.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? Come around, please. Come to the podium. Give us your name and any additional information you want to share with the board.
Mark Cooper, I'm Carol Cooper. She owns the property. It's my grandmother's old farmland, and I'm just speaking on behalf of her.
Any questions on this?
Is this going to be for profit, or is it going to be for, why are y'all doing this?
It's just a family gathering what we've been wanting to do. I don't think we're looking for a profit from what we're doing right now, seeing how much money we've got tied up in doing it. We were trying to make it as safe as possible. It's insured, got plenty of good parking. It shouldn't affect any neighbors. It's in the center of the property with no houses close by. And it's from 6:30 to 11. We figured it's at 11 o'clock was it. No drinking, no drugs, none of that stuff is allowed. It's pretty much, we try to make it, we wanted a family and a Christian type atmosphere. So,
Question, a concern that I've got is just looking at the road and everything and the possible traffic. Be willing to have some kind of signage up where it would talk about, traffic-wise, to let people know that they may be coming down Broyles Road there or somewhere coming in, may be some traffic that may be stopped, somebody may be going too fast.
Yeah.
And somebody get hurt. And then also, would you be willing to entertain something, maybe having law enforcement on site?
yeah, I've talked to, actually, we had a wreck out in front of the house. I talked to Steve Spence. I was trying to get the Explorer program to come out. They're covering the Myers Creek Haunted Woods at that time.
Yeah.
So I mentioned to some of the people that out there that I was having it, and I told them that they're welcome to come by. And I'm not going to have much refreshments or something, but I have drinks and stuff, and I ask them to come by anytime. And I'm not opposed to them, doing what they got to do. I don't want anybody. They drive up and down Hoover's Gap Road like crazy all the time,
Right.
and there's a lot of wrecks out there. I agree.
And that's my reason for bringing it up, because, I don't want to try to get off into any of your profit, but I also want to make sure that it's a safe endeavor as well. It's why I bring up
I
these
understand,
two.
yeah. That's why we're not accepting anybody. If we even see anybody that looks like they're intoxicated, they got to go. So I'm hoping we put it on all our advertisement and everything. So I think that'll help some, but you're not going to completely slow everybody down. But I don't have any problems with what you was saying.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Eric?
Any speakers or like live music, anything like that? I know with some of these things, people like to set up the speakers.
No, we'll have some speakers as far as little monsters in the woods, but they're not going to be very loud. Nobody should be affected with any noise levels.
Any other question? I kind of look at this like it's a corn maze, same kind of thing. And this would be for this one period of time. If you decide to do this again, you would have to come back to this board next year, and we would evaluate, if we approve this, we would evaluate that. You're 6:30 to 11, and this is the October the 21st through the 30th, okay?
Yes.
And
Actually,
no parking on the road. You need to get people off of the road. You need to manage this where it's not a hindrance to the people that are living.
I understand. Yeah. But it's actually going to be only 4 nights.
Yeah.
It's 21st, I believe, 21st, 22nd, And the Friday and Saturday night, both weekends. It's not going to run through the week.
Okay, thank you. You may be seated. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Have a motion on it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the request with the stipulations that we add that a requirement for signage for traffic hazards, and also that he has at least one law enforcement officer on site for traffic control.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Have a second. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Michotto,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. The next item we have is a request by Martin and John Crabtree, and they are requesting a special exemption approval for non-commercial storage. This is personal storage on property, and this is 50 by 40, 2,000 square foot garage. What do you have on that, please?
Application 2016-54 is a request for special exception approval to allow a non-commercial storage facility to be used for personal storage upon a property in the RM zone. This is a .85 acre property that is located off of Dixie Lane. It is vacant. The applicant happens to live next door to, I'm sorry, my slides are not advancing. Well, now there they go. And the applicant has supplied us with information indicating that this vacant lot will not, does not have any sites on it to percolate or have a appropriate septic area. The applicant resides in this adjacent property, that is 3718, and they would like to build a detached garage which measures approximately 2,000 square feet on this property. And in your packets, you have the information from TDEC indicating that the site will not perk. And we have not received any phone calls regarding this property. And these are photos of the surrounding area. And this is the lot at which they would like to construct the garage. And the applicant proposes to place it towards the back of the lot. At this time, their options are they could replat it to include it as part of their property, but when this was discussed with the applicant, it was not their desire to replat it. So this was the other avenue at which they could get the approval for the detached garage. And that concludes our presentation. No, sir.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? How are you? Good. Give us your name, and do you want to add anything to this?
No, except I wanted to ask if we may allow to run electric.
If you were approved, yes, ma'am.
I didn't mention that when I filled out the application, so I wanted to. Okay.
Any questions?
You would need to run something, you wouldn't be able to do an extension cord from your existing structure. You would have to run underground stuff to where you could,
From the pole at the street.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Any other question, clarification? Boy, you did a good job.
I am good. I'm also scared.
Don't need to be scared of us.
I never did this before.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. And I got all these papers.
Yeah, you got all that. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing.
Move to be approved.
Have a motion to be approved. Have a second. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica Buchanan.
Yes.
Joe Mishoto.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. The next item we have is a request by Cody Brown, who's requesting a special exemption for an accessory structure. This is to be built before the principal structure, 60 by 40, 2,400 square feet, and they plan to build a home within the next 2 years. What do you have on that, please?
Well, not much to add. 2016-55 is a request at 670 McElroy Road. It is a 40-acre parcel, and the applicant wishes to place an accessory structure on the property prior to moving upon the property. The applicant wishes to store personal items as well as agricultural equipment in the proposed structure during this transition and move over to this particular site. But at this time, he's not ready to pull the building permit. He did indicate within 24 months it is his plans to establish his primary residence upon the property. And as Mr. Cantrell said, the proposed structure is 60 by 40. We received one informational call, but no one indicated that they were in opposition of the request. And these are photos of the site. And it's likely the structure itself will not even be visible from McElroy Road. And the adjacent properties, this is across the street from the property. And the truck is parked in the access road to the property. And as you can see, it's a long way back. And this is the site, as you can see, part of it is in the flood zone. The applicant plans to place the structure outside of the flood zone, and his home will obviously be placed in a manner that's outside of the flood zone. And there's the aerial. And that concludes our presentation.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? Who'll come around, please? Give us your name and any additional information you want to share.
Name's Cody Brown. I don't really have anything additional to add, just it's going to be off the road, not visible, just trying to keep my equipment dry.
So you plan to build a home there?
Yes, sir, yes, within the next 2 years.
Okay, any questions? Thank you, you may be seated. You did a good job, too. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I move for approval.
Have a motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan.
Yes.
Joe Mishoto.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. It is approved. Do you have any other business? No, sir. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We have a long agenda next month, so enjoy this. We are adjourned.